Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the beautiful Pictou County Wellness Center in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Game number 8 of the day for me, game number 3 of this fantastic series. My name is Michael Petter. We are here at the Nova Scotia Major Midget Semi-Finals. The top-seeded South Shore Mustangs taking on the number 4 seeds, the Weeks Major Midgets, and I'm joined by the man who is the publicity specialist. Can't remember what the official title is, but we'll go with that for the South Shore Mustangs. The former voice of the Bridgewater Lumberjacks back when that was their name in Junior A, Nick Yorston. Nick, first off, welcome back to Pictou County.
Petter, it's good to join you. We've got a long history here doing these kind of broadcasts. I'm just happy to join you here tonight.
So, first thing we need to do, I didn't get a chance to see games 1 and 2. You were there, you saw it. Break down what happened and why we're sitting with a 1-1 tie.
Well, I think game 1, South Shore had a long layoff. They were a bit rusty coming out. Pictou had a fantastic start to the game. They had a couple early penalties, killed them off, really gave them some momentum, and I think they just rode it. Pictou's been a team all year that I wouldn't say that we're afraid of, but they definitely have our attention as a Mustang. And, they just came out all year. They have the MO of working hard. And they did that. They killed off a couple of penalties, worked hard. They scored the first goal of the game, rode that momentum. We end up tying it in game 1. And then there was a lucky bounce for their second goal, kind of hit off a body, came over the head of Robar. Robar didn't see it, bounced behind him. 2-1 lead, and then they just kind of scored a couple late ones, take a 4-1 win in that game. Game 2, after a bit of, I'll say, social media outrage, the horns were in the crowd. It was a great atmosphere, actually, for both games. And, it was a fantastic start for both teams in that game, too. A lot of energy. Again, Pictou, a lot of early momentum, getting pucks in deep, just working the corners. South Shore kind of staved off a bit of that early pressure from Pictou. Finally netted one in the second period for a 1-0 lead going into the third. Third was a bit lackadaisical, I'll say. There wasn't much there. South Shore just happened to pot an empty net goal for the 2-0 win there. But really, this Pictou team, as a guy just watching the games, they're the scariest team left in these playoffs, in my opinion. I mean, they've got a lot of guys that can put the puck in the net. I mean, obviously you see it day in and day out when you cover these guys. Sim, Canning, Putnam, the list goes on, and they're getting great goaltending right now from Pettipaw and Ironfast, so that makes them a dangerous hockey team, especially in playoff hockey where anything can happen.
And the thing that's maybe most exciting for fans of this week's midget organization, you talked about Sim, you talked about Canning, both of those guys rookies, which means they're going to be available for a little while yet to come.
Yeah, you got to like that, and for me, it's about Sim. I seen him in Major Bantam actually as an official. That's kind of where he grabbed my attention. I know Pee Wee was making a bit of noise in Pee Wee AAA there at, I think it was Atlantics. For me, he's kind of the catalyst for this Pictou team. I would say that he's been underrated this year. I don't think he's got a lot of attention or as much attention as he should, and he's a difference maker out there. I like his vision. I like the way he moves the puck. He's not afraid to get dirty, and on the penalty kill, he makes it difficult on the Mustangs defenders. And so I just looked at him as, a guy that can be a difference maker for Pictou in this series.
Now, we're at the time of the year where obviously injury's a bit of a factor. You've got one guy out of the lineup for the Mustangs, one guy making a return to the lineup after a very long layoff. Take us through the injury situation for South Shore.
Well, it's been a season for sure. Everybody's kind of dealing with those bumps and bruises. But a guy like Purdy, who again isn't afraid to get in the corners, kind of muck it up, took a bit of a shot in game 2. Not feeling the greatest, so he's out. Might be back for game 5. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Ferguson's making his long-awaited playoff debut for us tonight. He went out kind of mid to late October in a game against Cole Harbour in a weird play. Broke his leg in the game, has been out ever since. Has been on the ice now for the last couple of weeks practicing, trying to get in game shape, and looks like he's out for the warm-up tonight and should be in the lineup. So I'm sure he's ready to go. He's pretty much been at every game in the stands, rooting on the boys, no matter if it's been Cape Breton or the Valley. giving his opinion. He's vocal in the stands as well, trying to root on the boys. So, yeah, I'm sure he's eager to make his presence felt tonight, and we'll see what he's like.
And for the Weeks, of course, two key players out of the lineup. Colin McGilvery, he got injured back in the regular season. We haven't even seen him in the playoffs yet. We're not going to see him still. We probably won't see him come back. Devin Marr started the playoffs, got injured in Game 7 of that incredible series that the Weeks had against Steel Subaru, broke his arm, so he's done for the year. And with the presence of, or the lack of presence of Marr, the lack of presence of McGilvery, that's certainly going to have an impact on the Weeks. But let's talk now. You mentioned Jeremy Robar. Of course, fans here in Pictou County, he's a Crusher's property when it comes to the Junior A, and we're drooling to get this guy up here at a regular basis. Let's talk about the matchup, Robar versus Arnfast. You saw it in Game 1.
Yeah, I saw in Game 1, and Pictou has done a good job, in my opinion, of getting bodies in front of Robar. You talk to him, he loves it. He loves the tracker in front, loves trying to clear the bodies, trying to see the puck. I think that's a good plan for Pictou moving forward, just to kind of try and get the bodies in front of Robar, because he's a big body. As you see by the numbers in his playoffs, he's got 940 save percentage right now for them. So, and that's tied on top the playoff lead with, I believe, Halifax Sanford of the Max. So, and Arnfast, I mean, he's proven himself. I mean, him and Petitpas, I both believe, had 10 wins each in the regular season. Had a solid Game 1. Didn't give much of our boys a chance. Good rebound control. You know, I think it's anybody's contest here. It's anybody's series, really. So, but goaltending will be a good part of that. We had our backup Connor Mack steal one in Game 2. Arnfast and Petitpas are both capable. Petitpas had an amazing Game 2. I was tweeting about him left, right, and center. He was just all over the blue ice and making save after save. But this will be a dandy. It will.
And we got to draw the attention now to the screen up in the corner of the building, because this is something that we play here at the, camera goes the wrong way. We play here at the Wellness Center before each and every game, the intro video for the Weeks. If I can get it lined up, there we go. This gets the crowd pumped up like nobody's business. It's going to be a loud building here tonight. Nick, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy the first period. We'll get you back in the first intermission.
Thanks, Ben. It should be a great game, anybody's game, and I'm looking forward to this first period of hockey.
All right, there you go. Nick Yorston, social media guru for the South Shore Mustangs. We'll get him back with us in the intermission. It's going to be loud. It's going to be wild. It's going to be game number 3 between the South Shore Mustangs and the Weeks Major Midgets, coming up in just a couple minutes here at the Pictou County Wellness Center. And there, just one quick example of some of the noise you're going to get here tonight. It's going to be loud. If you have hearing issues, turn down the volume on your computer.
How do people watch your game? I sent out that link you give me.
Pardon?
There's a link, your link, that I sent out to everybody to watch. Nobody getting the game.
It should be the same link as last night, which is the 360 Live one.
That's not what I sent. I sent yours. The one
Oh,
that you
gee,
gave me.
yeah, no.
And I sent it to Halifax. So you got the 360 link?
It's three, yeah,
Does he got it?
he's got it, yeah.
Okay,
It's
thank
on,
you.
and it's on my Facebook page. Send people to my Facebook page. It's there.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that. A little bit of confusion as to the other game that's being done here tonight, where people can find that one. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's quickly take a look again. The starting goaltenders, Oliver Arnfast, 3-1, 3.0 goals against average, 880 save percentage. Against Jeremy Robar, 4-1, 1.80 goals against average, and 940 save percentage. One of his victories in the playoffs by way of a shutout. And we'll starting lineups in front of Oliver Arnfast. It'll be McLaughlin, Curry, Greatorex, Schneier, and Avery. The forward unit of those three is Avery, McLaughlin, and Curry. Schneier and Greatorex will be the defense. The starting unit in front of Jeremy Robar. Lane on the back end. Beside Lane, the other defenseman will be Baldwin. The starting forward line, Daniels with Woodworth and Beck. And we are underway here at the Wellness Center. Puck comes to Tanner Greatorex. He'll play it off the wall, try to get it up to McLaughlin. That's broken up. Back down deep. Greatorex takes it behind the net, plays it ahead. Broken up there. And the South Shore Mustangs get possession. Played back to Lane at the point. He plays it across. Now with it is Woodworth. Woodworth cutting to the middle, trying to get a shot away. He does, and he fires that one just wide. McLaughlin gets to the puck in the corner. He'll make a long lead pass, or try to make a long lead pass, but he ends up putting it into the Mustang bench. And we'll get a stoppage just 34 seconds into this game. And the faceoff will stay deep in the weak zone. During the pregame introductions, when it got really, really loud, you could read Jeremy Robar's lips, and words that you're not allowed to say on a microphone came out of there, but the end of the thought was, the end of the statement was, "It's loud." To paraphrase slightly, Holy smokes, it's loud. There's a battle in the corner. We're going to get the first penalty of the game already here. It's going to go against the Mustangs. Martin gets the puck to Sim. Arnfast out for the extra attacker. Puck rolls off the stick of Archibald, so the Weeks have to come out and touch up and get themselves reorganized to carry the puck in again. Still 6-on-5 as they maintain control. Martin gets it ahead to Canning. Lucas Canning drops it to Sim. Sim's pass, and just staying onside was Hunter. Now here's Contuck with the puck. He'll bring it in as the Weeks taking advantage of this extra attacker for a moment. Now Robar comes out, plays the puck, and will get the penalty. Cross-checking is indicated at 1:34 of the period. And when you look at the Weeks power play here in the playoffs so far, Cale McLaughlin leading the way with 3 power play goals. Ewan Keys will go off for that cross-check here at the 1:34 mark. In the 9 games that the Weeks have played, including all 7 games of the best-of-7 series, there's a shot from Canning, and he rifles it off the post. And nearly that quickly, a 1-0 lead for the Weeks. Canning dumps it in. Hustling in after it, McLaughlin and Avery. Puck rolls through to Sim. Sim to Avery in front, and there's Robar with a save, and he'll hang on. 137 left to go in the power play. Lucas Canning with 2 power play goals. Tanner Greatorex, Merle Putnam, 1 each. 7 power play goals through 9 games in the playoffs so far. The Mustangs have yet to score shorthanded in these playoffs. But of course, they are a very dangerous team at any time. That's part of how they became the #1 team in the league through the regular season. That's Schmidt with the puck. Gives to Sim. Sim in across the line. Down towards the corner, circles, trying to get himself some space. Sim takes it to the line, plays it over to Greatorex. Greatorex to Avery, back to Sim. Sim's shot, and that's blocked there by Chisholm. Sim gets it right back again. Goes across to the far side, puck goes off a skate, comes to Greatorex. To Contuck. Now across to Sim, but he can't take the pass cleanly, and it's fired down the length of the ice. 45 seconds left to go in the penalty. Tanner Greatorex behind the net. He'll come out and start to work the puck forward. His pass intended for Archibald, broken up there by Woodworth, and now Canning will pick up. Canning plays it to center. Hunter now with it. He gets it up to Curry. Bryson Curry dumps the puck in. Robar settles it down behind the net. It'll be picked up there by Hopkins. Played into the corner. Archibald the first one on it. He'll play it around to the near side now for Curry. Curry sending it back down low. Martin gets it over to Putnam. Archibald back to the line. Greatorex. Greatorex with a shot. That goes wide. Putnam picks up the puck in the corner. We're back to 5-on-5. Putnam now fires a shot. Robar the save. Woodworth will clear the puck out to center. Weeks right on it. They dump it right back in again. Off the end boards. Picked up by Hopkins. Hopkins up the wall. Tried to get it to Lonis. That was broken up as they battle in the corner for the puck. Back to Harrison at the line. He'll send it down low for Curry. Curry in behind the net trying to get some room away from Devine. Now out in front for Archibald. He can't get that one on target. Just over 4 minutes gone. There's a shot from Archibald, and Robar makes the save. Into the corner, now out front again for Archibald. Another shot and another save by Robar. Archibald wins another battle down low, but ends up losing that puck, and it's fired into the South Shore bench. Now we've had a puck into the South Shore bench from both sides. And with the stoppage, we'll get a face-off inside the Lumberjack end. 4:23 gone here in the first period. Still looking for the first goal of this game. McKinnon taking the draw there against Chisholm. Chisholm won the draw back, and the Mustangs able to work their way ahead down into the weak zone. Schneier takes the puck behind the net. Now play it ahead for Green. Green uses the boards, gets it down deep into the Mustang end. Field reversed there. Chisholm gets it ahead, and out come the Mustangs. Hurlbert trying to work his way around Martin. Puck knocked down, or around Hunter, and then the puck was knocked down by Martin. Way up high in the air and set down the length of the ice, and that will just get across for an icing. Just over 5 minutes gone here in period number 1. Face off to the right of Oliver Arnfast. Draw goes down towards the corner. Woodworth there. He tries to play it back to the line, but it's broken up. Kontuk dumps it in. Going in after it is McKinnon. Getting to it just ahead of him, however, was Ferguson. Ferguson plays it around to the far side. Keys takes it behind the net. Runs into McKinnon, but loses control of the puck, but Woodworth able to get it. His pass just slightly off target. That's going to be an icing call with 5:32 gone here in the first period. Meanwhile, we'll try to keep you up to date on what's going on next door in the Bell Alliant Arena here tonight. It's game 3 of the best of 3 series between the Warewell Bantams and Excel Physio. The winner of that game will win the series and advance to the provincial championship tournament next weekend, which Petter Pictou Sports will also be providing here through 360 Live. Draw won by the Mustangs, wrapped around the boards, gets up to Beck. Beck bringing it ahead. Now he'll dump it down in right onto Arnfast. Arnfast gloves it down, doesn't take any chances. 5:43 gone here in the opening period. Sim and Cook to take the draw. Lawson Cook, that is, as there's both Lawson and William Cook in this South Shore Mustang roster. Mustangs, of course, in their road blues. Weeks in their home whites. Archibald gets it over to, that was Harrison who returned it to Archibald, but the deflection or redirection ends up going wide. Now the Mustangs bring it down into the weak zone. Battle along the near side wall. 5 players in amongst the scrum. Puck works loose. Harrison into the corner. Coming out with it is Lawson Cook. Cook turns, fires. There's a shot deflected. And the save made by Arnfast, and he'll hang on. 6:25 gone in the first period. Chisholm and Avery this time in the face-off dot. And with this being game 3 of a best-of-7 series and the series tied at 1, nobody's giving an inch on anything. Face-off lines. A toe across any sort of edge, and both teams trying to take every advantage they can get, and why not? This is a key game in this series. The Weeks stole away home ice advantage in the series with the Game 1 victory down at the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center. And the last thing they want to do is lose that home ice advantage back again here tonight. For the Mustangs, they'd love to be able to get the victory and take home ice advantage back home with them to the South Shore. There's a chance in front. Puck cleared away from danger momentarily, but now Lane has it. His shot. Arnfast makes the save, or perhaps it was even Martin who blocked that shot. And now here comes Canning. Lucas Canning coming in, tees it up. And Robar with the save, and he'll hang on for a face-off. Lucas Canning, one of those rookies that we talked about with Nick Yorston in the opening. Lucas Canning, one of the top scorers in the Nova Scotia Major Bantam League last year, a former Warewell Bomber. Speaking of the Bombers, their game just underway across the hall. There's a shot from Harrison and another save by Robar. And you got to figure Jeremy Robar loves how active he is here in the early going. He's the type of goalie who thrives on a lot of action, like Nick mentioned. The traffic in front, that's not an issue to him at all. He excels in those types of situations. Puck comes out to center. Schmidt plays it to Harrison. Harrison will dump it in. Robar round the boards, hops to the line, held in there by Schmidt. His shot comes bouncing in onto Robar, and he'll make another save. 12:09 to go in the period. And again, when you talk about Jeremy Robar and his potential Junior A future, he is property of the Weeks Crushers, who play out of this building. And the Crushers actually had Robar up with the team for a couple of games while the starter Andrew McLeod was out with a suspension recently. And Robar had that time off with the Mustangs winning their series in the opening round against Sydney in relatively quick order. Puck played around the wall, comes to Greatorex at the point, and we're going to get another penalty as Green will go to the box for boarding. And so the Mustangs killed off a penalty earlier in this period. Now they get to go to the power play for the first time tonight. And when you look at their power play, Luke Woodworth leading the way with 4 of the team's 8 power play goals through just 6 games here in the playoffs. The penalty coming at 8:19. Here's Lane with the puck. Played it to the near side, now back to Lane again. Lane down low. In for trying to get it to Benjamin, but the pass ends up going all the way through and out to center. Back deep into the weak zone. Greatorex had his stick tangled up. Now comes back to Lane. He'll play it across to the far side. Return pass for Lane. Woodworth centers for Benjamin. Benjamin shot, and that's steered aside by Arnfast. Lane with it again. Lane, his shot deflected by Benjamin. Now Arnfast, we got players falling down all over the place. Woodworth now skates it in for Benjamin, and another save made by Arnfast. In the corner, Beck trying to play it back to the line now for Lane. Lane returns it to Beck. Beck can't take it cleanly though, and Schneier will get it down the length of the ice. As the car lot can tell you, I'm sure you didn't realize you were driving through rush hour traffic on the 401 watching this game, but that's certainly what it sounds like there at times. Puck comes to the line for Keys. He plays it down, now return pass back to the line. Keys again, tries to get a shot away. That was somewhat fanned on. Cook now, Lane Cook that is. Down to the corner. Gets it back to the line to Keys. He'll send it back down low. Lowness behind the net. It's wrapped around. Trying to spring Ryan Green as he comes out of the penalty box. But it'll be an icing call. As the Weeks got the puck just at the right time to see if they could do something, getting Green out of the box. But not quite able to connect. And so both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. Both teams still looking for their first goal here at the Wellness Center tonight. Back to the line, Lane plays it across. But his defense partner Baldwin was backing up. And so the Weeks are able to get it and get it down the ice. Avery in the corner. Uses the glass, working with Sim. Landon Sim. Couldn't maintain control. Now Green out there as well. Puck comes out to center. Harrison loses it to Daniels. Here comes Daniels, working his way in. Daniels. And the Mustangs score! It's 1-0 South Shore. Daniels with the pass to Beck. And Beck able to get it over top of Arnfast and into the net at 10:50.